Well, in the meantime, in a move that could have ripple effects across our country, a federal judge here in Illinois has ordered the Trump administration to release hundreds of people from ICE detention centers who are believed to have been arrested unlawfully. Judge Jeffrey Cummings ordered ICE to release 13 people the administration agrees had been detained illegally. They have to be released by tomorrow, and to find alternatives to detention for over 600 others, while also providing justification for those arrests by the end of next week. So joining us now on what this could mean for ICE operations overall, someone who was in the courtroom yesterday when the judge handed down that ruling, federal courts reporter and assistant editor at the Chicago Sun-Times, Jon Seidel. Jon, thank you so much for being with us. So as you know, the ACLU, the National Immigrant Justice Center, were the ones really leading the legal charge against ICE operations here in Illinois. I'd like to hear what a representative had to say yesterday.
This whole operation, for the last 2 months, the terrorizing of our neighborhoods, the brutalizing of people here, has all been unlawful. That's what it's going to show. It's going to show that all of this, all of the tactics of Mr. Bavino, all of the tactics of ICE have been unlawful in the vast, vast majority of arrests.
All right, so Jon, talk about the significance of this ruling and what both sides are arguing here.
Well, sure. So it's a ruling. We're still trying to watch and see how many people this is going to affect. So first of all, I saw that number 600 up on the screen. It's a big number. But one thing that's still an open question is how many of those people remain in the country. So we're waiting to hear from Justice Department officials about that. The judge also really wants to hear from the Justice Department about how many of these people could pose a high risk to public safety. Judge Jeffrey Cummings, who issued this order, says that he does not want people who are going to pose a risk released into the country, and made free. He wants to do this with people who do not pose that kind of safety risk. So it's a number that is kind of hard to put a pin on, but it could also grow because for right now, this number comes from a group of people who were arrested by ICE agents between June and October, and there is a potential that this could expand to involve both ICE and Border Patrol arrests all the way up until yesterday.
All right, so Jon, again, so hundreds, and it could expand even more because, we see on the numbers on the screen right there, more than 3,000 arrests here in the Chicago area. 13 of those people, though, ordered released on bond by tomorrow. Why specifically these 13 out of the hundreds that the judge has ordered released?
I'm sorry, your audio cut out there. I didn't hear that question.
Why specifically these 13 that are scheduled and ordered to be released by tomorrow on bond? Why those 13 out of the hundreds that this judge's order applies to?
Well, there wasn't much controversy about those 13. Those 13 are people that the Justice Department agreed to. Their arrest violated the settlement agreement that has prompted this ruling. So there's really no controversy over those 13.
All right. So as you know, Jon, President Trump and Governor J.B. Pritzker have been in a war of words over these tactics, the deployment of ICE and Border Patrol here to the area. I'd like to listen to a bit of what we've heard from both.
If we didn't have to fight all of these radical left governors, we could have had Chicago taken care of, as an example. They had, in a short period of time, 4,000 murders in Chicago, and we have to listen to this man stand up and say that we're bad people.
This effort to deploy troops in American cities is not normal. There is no rational justification for such a deployment. It is a breach of the most fundamental values and customs that our armed forces operate on.
All right, Jon, you've certainly been, witness to all of the back and forth. Huge difference of opinion from both leaders there. But, what does this judge's ruling potentially mean for the, 3,300 plus people who were arrested as part of Operation Midway Blitz? You kind of touched on this, but is it possible that this will expand?
Yeah, absolutely it will. I mean, what Judge Cummings is really trying to do is to restore a status quo that existed before the summer, before the fall. You know, the Trump administration has taken a different reading of immigration law that, as I understand it, it's ever been read before.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.